actually kind of very scary. Hey nerds, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the global hoax that was Y2K. But before we get into that, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Now let's get into this. For starters, I want to say that I have always been interested by stuff like this. We know that in history, the world was supposed to end, you know, billions of times and nothing happened. We're still here. And I would have to say this one event in particular is what interests me the most. So you're probably thinking, Talia, what is Y2K? I'll tell you, friend. It's time for school. Come on, kids. Now, no, it is not the Y2K in terms of like what TikTok has branded, you know, early 2000s fashion. No. There was a whole nother thing before that, and that is what I'm talking about right now. Long story short, Y2K was when a bunch of people were worried about their computers reading the year 2000 wrong. Back then, dates on computers were displayed like this. The concern was that the computers would read it incorrectly and it would cause a glitch in major systems. So let me set the scene. The prediction was this. Are you in the moment with me, or is you imagining? Okay. At the stroke of midnight on January 1st, 2000, elevators would stop. Heating systems would break down. Credit cards and ATM machines would malfunction. Airplanes will fall from the sky and trains would stop to a screeching halt, thus bringing about the end of days. That's what people were thinking. Did I get you in the moment? Did I set the scene? Did I do a good job? Okay. And by this time, everything in the economy was ran by computers, so this was scaring a lot of people. And this is an era in time where people were still figuring out the internet and the digital era that was to come about. Commercial computers were a very new thing at the time, so knowledge about them was very limited. And this scared people so bad, like it was a mass hysteria type of reaction. People started doomsday prepping, building bunkers, buying weapons, buying food. Like does this sound familiar? But I'm just saying, like, it scared people that badly to where they started doomsday prepping. They thought the world was gonna just, you know, and it's not funny because if I were alive back then, I'd probably be scared too. So where did this whole theory come from anyway? It's time for a history lesson. Get your notebooks out. So in 1958, there was this IBM employee, right? And his name was Bob Bemer. Bob Bemer, I'm sorry for butchering. And he was also a computer scientist. Bob was the first person all those years ago to raise concern about Y2K. I know that's crazy, isn't it? 1958, that's a ways. And I found this out while I was researching for this video. I did not know this, but fun fact, computers were actually a byproduct of World War II. The more you know, right? That's crazy. And I don't know if you know this as well, but computers used to take up entire rooms. Like if I had a computer from back then, it would take up my whole studio. Computers used to be very big machines. Isn't it crazy that now computers can just sit on our lap or in the palm of our hand? That's crazy. Technology is fun. Anyway, back then, computer memory was very costly. It was très expensive, okay? So to save money and memory space, computers would just display the date with the year only having the last two numbers, not the full 4 digits. And then Bob was thinking one day, he was like, wait, how are computers, when we get to the year 2000, how are computers gonna register this? And that's also where the name came from, because everything was abbreviated. You had Y for year 2 for 2, and K, that's the scientific like metric name for 1000, so Y2K. And no one paid Bob any mind because first, that was 42 years away. They weren't thinking that far ahead. Second, computers were brand spanking new, so like I said, knowledge was very limited, and this wasn't really This was a non-issue to most people. They weren't really thinking of the evolution of the computer or the development or where it would be in 42 years. And the main prediction or question was, instead of 2000, are computers going to read it as 1900 because they don't have the first 2 digits to notify them that saying, hey, it's the year 2000, not the year 1900 or 1800 or whatever, right? And this is where the fear started to spread, because fast forward to the late 90s, computers in banks actually functioned to that format. Like, they functioned on that format for calculations. And the banks feared that when Y2K finally happened, there would be a glitch and money would disappear from people's accounts. And I didn't know this either. Interest dates were actually calculated by the dates and the times in these computers. And the fear was when it turned to 0, the interest for different accounts would be all over the place because it's not reading it right. And guess what? It actually happened. Apparently on January 1st, 2000, a man in Germany saw that there was like $6 million randomly sitting in his account that he had no clue where it came from. And the transaction date showed up as December 1st, 1899. That is actually kind of very scary. And then another fear that banks had is that the interest would be messed up, so it would start calculating interest backwards, and then that would cause overdrafts in accounts. And then over in Japan, yeah, we're going all around the world for this one. We go all around the world, we go all around the world, when we down nobody knows, we don't them. I love Cheetah Girls, I'm sorry. Anyways, over in Japan, when it hit January 1st, 2000, there were alarms going off on nuclear, army bases. Nuclear plants where they were storing missiles. So yeah, everybody was scrambling. And this is where the whole doomsday thing came in, because if the computers that were monitoring, or that was, manning the missiles, I guess, the launch signals for the missiles, the computers would glitch and then it would launch the missiles, and that would create, nuclear warfare, and then a nuclear winter or something, and, bye-bye Earth or something. And I will say this could have ended very badly, because those false alarms, like I said, that could have started a nuclear war. And thank goodness it was a false alarm, and thank goodness they caught that. It was just the computers messing up. But oh, what if they didn't catch it in time? Can you imagine? So I wanted to get someone's opinion who was alive during this time, because I was born 2 years later. I was born in 2002, so I was not there to even have a semblance of what was going on. I'm gonna call my dad and ask him about this. Okay, Dad didn't answer, so I'm gonna call my mom.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby.
Are you busy?
Not really.
So I'm recording a video for my YouTube channel, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, so do you remember Y2K?
Yes.
Okay. What were you feeling? What did you believe that the world was gonna end when it turned 2000?
Well, there was a lot going on, and I remember we brought in the new year. And every new year I cry. I mean, I'm thankful that we don't need to live to see another year, but because of all of the hoopla about, Y2K was going to end the world, this, that, and the other, I was very, 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 very emotional. I didn't think the world was going to actually end, but I knew that there were going to be significant changes happening.
Okay.
So in my mind, the end of the world as we had known it, because it was growing into now more, the world was changing. So the old world was, you know what I mean?
Then it was a new millennium.
New millennium, yeah, that's what I was looking for. What we knew, the simple life, there was no more simple. You know what I mean? Everything is now extravagant. And look at it, even now, each year they're coming up with more and more extravagant things. Mm-hmm. And there's more and more change. Everything is running off of computers now. People ain't doing stuff no more. So after all the lights didn't shut down and everybody just didn't fall over and die. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you this. So During your lifetime, there have been a few instances where people said the world was going to end. Do you think this was the scariest one?
No.
No?
I think that we are living in the times now, the things that have been written biblically, and seeing different changes within the world, even in the atmosphere, in the weather, you name it. We're living in those times now, and people should take heed to that there's going to be a shift, and it's shifting slowly but surely, but it's going to one day be a big shift. So.
Yeah. Well, amazing answers. That's all I wanted to bother you with. I wanted to ask because your husband didn't answer the phone wherever he is.
He is working today. He's overtiming today.
Hey. Oh, I didn't know that. He's usually off on Mondays. I didn't know he was at work.
Yeah, he's overtiming today.
I called him raggedy and everything.
Yeah, you did. That's right.
I'm sorry. Okay. Say hi to the nerds.
Hello, nerds.
Yeah. Okay, well, if I need to call you again about the Y2K incident, I'll let you know. Or just call you back in general.
All right, well, thanks for calling me.
Okay, I love you, Mom.
I love you, too.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right.
That's my mom. Let's call Dad now. I didn't know he's usually off on Mondays. Today's Monday.
Hello.
Hi, Dad.
What's up, girlie?
I did not know you were working today.
Yeah, plan for some OT.
Yeah, Mom just told me. Are you on break right now?
No.
Oh. Do you want me to call you back later?
Well, I mean, I can talk a little bit.
Okay, just real quick. I'm making a video on my YouTube channel about Y2K. I wanted to get your thoughts and what you felt about it. Where were you? How did you feel?
Oh, you want to do that now?
I mean, you can answer real quick, and if not, I can call you back later.
My whole thing was I didn't believe anything was gonna happen.
No?
Because it just didn't make sense to me that the world was gonna end December 31st, 1999 at 12 a.m. It was too, I don't know what the word is, but it was almost like it was too perfect.
It was too what?
It was too perfect.
Oh, too perfect.
For anybody to pinpoint the dates of when everything is going to end, nobody knows that.
Yeah.
So, I was just sitting around watching everybody freak out, say that, all the credit cards won't stop working, TVs won't stop working, all this other crazy. It's like the cash registers ain't going to be able to recognize 00.
Mm-hmm.
So they think it's 1900 as opposed to 2000. So, yeah, just that kind of stuff. Like, man, this is not making any sense.
and I know this used to be your favorite show, Family Guy. They even made an episode about it. How did you feel about that?
Don't think I saw that.
No? That was like in the first season, I think.
Yeah, probably have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, they were up with the times. They were up with pop culture and stuff. And one more question, and I'll let you go. I know you're working. In your lifetime, there have been many instances where people say the world was going to end. Was this the scariest one to you?
No.
No? Mom said the same thing. That's all I wanted, Dad. I did not know you were working, or else I would have called you at another time.
All right.
But, okay, that's all I needed.
All right, girl.
All right, I'll call you later then.
All right.
Love you.
All right, love you too.
Okay, talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. From the source, ladies and gents, my parents. I just thought it would be interesting to get opinions from the people who actually lived through it, because there has been so many times where the times were supposed to be ending. We're supposed to be in the end times. Like, I remember, I know this is off topic, but I'm gonna get into it anyway. I remember in 2012, remember when the Mayan calendar ended and everybody was like selling their houses, selling their land, and getting ready for the world to end because apparently the world was supposed to blow up or something? Yeah, I remember that. That was the only other, I think that was the only one that I witnessed. Like, the world is gonna end on December 31st, what was it, 2012? It was something like that, but y'all remember that. But yeah, I thought this instance alone was very interesting because people were trying to find, a reasoning behind the turn of a new millennium and the reasoning behind this new digital era. So they had to punctuate it with, the world's gonna end because we're entering a new millennium. And I thought that was so interesting to see, like, that reason alone, the fact that it was going to become or we're going into a new millennium, and of course that meant something weird was supposed to happen, or something was supposed to set off in the cosmos, okay? But yeah, that is my little educational video on Y2K, and another example of how I fixate on things. Before we end the video, I want to say this. When I was taking notes for this video, I thought about doing a video on all the times the world ended, you know, going through history, you know, looking at psychics or, you know, religious speakers saying that the world's gonna end on this day, and it never did. And there's been multiple accounts throughout history where the world was supposed to end and it never did. I want to do a video on that. Let me know if that's something that you guys would want to see. But yeah, that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment this thing. I don't know what this emoji is, but it gives Y2K digital era. Comment this thing if you made it to the end of the video. And subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all on the next go round. Okay, bye.